It's day 12 of Walk Off the Weight, and today we've got some simple shaping. Grab your dumbbells and let's go. All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means that we're getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, oh my gosh. I look forward to the start of these workouts every time we start one. And welcome to it. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are walking off the weight the entire month of January. And today I will tell you, we are not really walking exactly. No, actually, we're just doing some straight up strength training today. We've got our moderate dumbbells with us, which, by the way, I meant to tell you should be completely out of the way right now while we're doing our warm-ups. You guys, I get so excited to warm up and I totally forget to tell you things. Let me tell you a couple of things right now. Number one, I know that you're going to ask me about my jeans. I'm not really wearing jeans. These are actually leggings, and they're from a company called Ink and Burn, and I love them because they are super comfortable. And really, anytime I'm wearing anything that's cute and purchasable, anytime I'm using anything like my dumbbells, my timer, my whatever. In fact, oh my gosh, speaking of my timer, it is over there on the desk, you guys. This is the thing that I forget to do when we get going. I'm going to grab my timer. It'll be slightly off camera. Sorry about that. But you guys, when I have or use anything that is purchasable, it's always in the description box below. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. I'm thrown off by not having my timer on. You guys, it's, sometimes this happens. This is what I want you to know more than anything, that sometimes I make mistakes. I forget to tell you stuff. I forget to grab my timer. This is the real point of this entire series. You never, ever, 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 ever have to be perfect at anything, ever. But today is a pretty good chance. The timer notwithstanding, today is actually a pretty good chance to do very well with this workout. We are keeping it nice and simple today. Today's workout is, in fact, I think it is almost exactly the kind of workout that I did when I very first started working out with weights. It is both feet on the ground, one basic body part at a time. We're gonna get a nice full body shaping session in, but it's not gonna be too crazy. And that's really important. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. Especially if you are brand new to exercising, the thought of picking up weights might be really intimidating to you. I had been exercising for oh my gosh, a while before I picked up weights. And I had dabbled with weights when I was younger. I had used machines in gyms. I understood the concept of weights, but honestly, the first time I picked up dumbbells and thought to myself, let's just see what I'm doing here, I felt like an absolute fish out of water, and still do sometimes, because it still just seems like something different. I'm a cardio girl, in case we have not met. Paula B. I'm a cardio girl, and I love to move fast, and sometimes I really have to think hard about moving kind of slowly. In fact, speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my timer because it is set for 30 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest, and I am just slightly off camera. Sorry about that. But the timer is set, honestly, only so I do not have to count. We're going to get started with biceps curls, and that is truly as simple as it comes. We're going to start with our feet about hip width apart. We're going to lock our elbows right into our waists with our palms facing outward, and we're going to curl our hands up towards our shoulders. Let me go ahead and get the timer going. And here's the thing about simple shaping. Don't let it fool you. It's not necessarily going to be easy. You're not going to get a super sweaty today, and you certainly do not need to be lifting very heavy weights. In fact, if what you have feels kind of heavy, you are welcome to do this empty-handed. The thing about simplicity is that it gets the job done, and we just don't have to be complicated or complex or anything. Here's 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're going to do squats. We're going to have the weights right here at our chest or stomach level, feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're going to make sure that we push our hips back before we bring our hips down, and as you come down, 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 you're going to get as low as you can while keeping your head up and your chest out. I would love, love, love for you to move very slowly and get very few of these done and think about excellent form. Today, even though I have the timer on, is not meant to be fast moving in the slightest bit. It is meant to be very simple, very straightforward, very slow, very controlled. And 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're gonna do standing side crunches. Gonna have the weights up here at your shoulders with your elbows out nice and wide. Gonna bring one knee towards your elbow at a time. One on this side, and then one on the other side. Really take your time in between. Catch your breath, catch your balance. We're squeezing from your abs, which is right in the middle, and your obliques, which is helper muscles to your abdominals. I know you know where your abs are. They're right in front. Your obliques are the sides of your waist, basically your girdle area. When it beeps again, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. Awesome job. Go ahead and put the weights just down comfortably in front of you. You're going to have your palms facing you for our next one, which is delt raises. Feet about hip width apart, knees are soft but strong. Going to bring your hands up to just about your chin. Thinking about leading with your elbows, getting your elbows as high as you can while keeping your shoulders actually as low as you can. We're not shrugging into this. We're pulling up with the tops of our shoulders in a very controlled motion. My friends, when we are moving simply, we are getting plenty of work done. If you are not new to strength training, I know that this might seem like way too easy, right? When it beeps again, we're going to do deadlifts. Feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. You're going to think about pushing your hips back behind you while keeping your back super straight. Make sure that your core is pulled in tight and that your butt muscles are doing all of this work. Your butt is pushing back and controlling your torso tipping forward, and then your butt is pulling forward to stand you back up. You're not just leaning forward. You're not thinking about this movement coming from your torso really at all. It's all coming from your hips. Back is staying nice and straight because you've got your abs pulled in tight. As we come out of each position, by the way, into this 10 seconds of rest, making sure that you're not just flinging your body around also. When it beeps again, we're doing side bends. Feet about hip width apart. We're going to bend to the side wherever your spine can take you. Your hips, in this case, should not move at all. This is all of your abdominals and obliques doing the work and nothing else in your body, weirdly. Now, of course, you're going to feel it a little bit in your hips because you're holding them still, but you're not letting them jut out to the side and help you roll over to the side even farther. You could totally get over farther. If you let your hip jut out, you could probably get all the way down to the ground. But because it's only your abs and obliques, it's very small motion. Coming up next, we're going to do press-ups. Staying in the same position, starting with our hands here at our shoulders. Going to press up one arm at a time. And we're really going to think about getting that arm all the way straight up overhead with your biceps right next to your ears. As your hand comes up, it pivots so that it's facing outward. As it comes down, it faces your face. Thinking about breathing, thinking about keeping your core pulled in tight. Your knees are soft but strong. That means you're not locking any joints. You're doing an awesome job. 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're going to do reverse lunges. If you would prefer not to lunge, and I apologize for not mentioning this on the squats, you can absolutely help yourself to a kick of any kind. You never, ever have to lunge or squat, but if you'd like to, we're taking a huge step back. It's going to throw you off balance, in fact. Making sure that you take such a big step back that your front knee is not jutting out over your front toe. That's how big this step back needs to be. Now, I actually just fell on that one. You don't have to touch your knee to the ground at all. It's wherever you can get to. You are also welcome. Here's 10 seconds of rest. We're gonna do this whole circuit 3 times. So you're also welcome each round to do whatever feels best. Coming up next, we're doing crossbody knees to elbows. So elbows directly facing forward while your hands are at your shoulders. We're gonna reach your elbow, your knee to your elbow across your body. So you're squeezing and crunching right there in the middle. Do not worry if you can't touch your knee to your elbow. It's absolutely not about that. It's much more about the balance work involved here. So pulling in your core, squeezing from your abs, keeping your balance. Wherever you can get to might just mean picking up your foot like a couple of inches off the ground. Here's 10 seconds of rest. And you guys, that was the circuit. We're going to start again with biceps curls. So nice and relaxed here. Elbows locked into your waist. Don't let your elbows come off of your waist. And we're just going to go ahead and pull those arms up and then relax them back down in a nice controlled manner. Now again, I think I started this conversation quite some time ago. If you're not new to strength training, this might feel way too easy. And you might be thinking, I should be lifting heavier, I should be doing more, I should be doing whatever. I will tell you that even this simple, moderate strength has so many benefits for you. Here's 10 seconds of rest before we do squats, or if you would prefer, you can do any kind of kick you like. Hands are just right here at your chest level. We're gonna push our hips back, keep our chest up and out, head up and out, squatting as low as you can, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you are not new to strength training, what you might be doing is thinking about really, really, really excellent form. Even with moderate/light weights, you are getting benefit to your bones, your muscles, your metabolism, your heart, your lungs, your brain-body connection, your fall prevention. Here's 10 seconds of rest. There are so many benefits to be had from strength training that, those were just the ones that I could come up with off the top of my head. Here's standing side crunches, elbows out wide, bringing that same knee up towards the same side elbow. We're actually, this is abdominal work, but I know you feel it in that standing leg, and also by having your elbows out wide the entire time, getting a little bit of sneaky upper back work too. Even though this is simple strength, my friends, every exercise that we do always benefits more than just one part of your body. Here's 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next is delt raises, which means that we're gonna have our palms facing our body. Lower body is just nice and soft but strong. You're gonna bring your hands all the way up underneath your chin. Roll it on up with your palms facing your body the entire time. The benefits of strength training, honestly, for me personally, I think the biggest benefit was simply learning patience. And it's one of the things that I think about all the time when I'm introducing you to working with dumbbells. If you are a cardio girl like me who would really prefer moving faster or just lifting heavier and feeling more intense in general, here's 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're doing deadlifts. I will tell you that I have learned to appreciate and enjoy moderate strength training so much more than I ever thought I would. Think about keeping your back nice and straight as we do these deadlifts. You'll notice that my knees do have a little bit of a bend in them. That's because my hamstrings are much stronger than they are flexible. If you can keep your legs straighter, that's totally fine. It's really going to depend on your strength and your flexibility. Trying really hard not to bend into a full squat because you're really paying attention to pushing your hips back and letting your torso come forward so that you can really feel the work as you pull your hips forward. Here's 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're doing side bends, really thinking about the work coming right here from the sides of your waist. Feet about hip width apart. You're gonna bend to wherever your spine and your abdominal strength can take you, and then we're gonna bring it back up. Don't let your hips move at all. I would actually prefer you to think about your hips even more than your abs. Keeping your hips still is arguably the more difficult part of this exercise than letting your abdominals lower you and bring you back up over here to the side. Making sure that you're not crunching forward, but leaning directly side to side. Awesome job. Coming up next, we're doing press-ups. Go ahead and move your feet just a little bit before we get into place. Feet about hip width apart, core is pulled in strong, knees are soft but strong. One arm at a time, thinking, where is your biceps? Is it right next to your ear? When you get in that full extension, we're not locking our elbow, but we're thinking about our shoulder mobility. This is actually a shoulder exercise that happens to benefit your biceps and triceps too. I know that we all would love to take care of that flappy bit of arm that we've all got, every single one of us, even those of us who are already strong and have been doing this for a while. Skin moves, my friends. Your body moves. Here's 10 seconds of rest, and coming up next, we're doing either reverse lunges or some kind of a kick. Any kind of a kick that feels good to you feels good to me. Just making sure if you are doing the lunge that you are taking such a gigantic step backwards that you have really thrown your center of balance behind you so that that front leg leg is only doing half of the work. You should be sharing the load between your front leg and your back leg. If you have too much weight on the front leg, that's when your knee can really start to protest. But thinking about your back leg, well, next round, thinking about your back leg doing half of the work can really help to take the pressure off of your knees. When it beeps again, we're doing those crossbody knees to elbows. So hands on your shoulders, elbows pointed forward, reaching your knee, keep saying the wrong appendage, bringing your knee across your body to the opposite elbow. Really taking your time to breathe in between, standing up straight and tall. You are crunching forward a little bit into this, but you're not trying to bend over. If you are bending over, your lower back is probably going to volunteer. Don't worry about how high up your leg comes, but think about standing up and using your abdominal muscles to move the work. Okay. Taking 10 seconds of rest. And here we go with our third and final round. Okay, biceps curls are first. Elbows are locked right into your waist. Palms are facing out. And we're still not moving fast. I know you could get a lot more of these done. I know you could. It's not about getting a lot done. It is about patience and excellent form. Really thinking about all the things that you're doing nicely for your body by moving at a different pace. When it beeps, of course, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. This is the thing about having a favorite kind of exercise like I do with cardio. Here's 10 seconds of rest, and then coming up next is either squats or kicks, whichever one feels best to you. When you have a favorite, everything else feels like your less favorite. And I totally get that you might not want to be mentally engaged with a workout that doesn't feel as fun as, let's say, moving quickly. And that, my friend, is when it's most important to be mentally engaged, to really be thinking about how your body is moving in space and time so that you can get the most benefit from this very simple workout. Oh, good job. I'm already starting to grunt a little bit on that last squat. When it beeps again, we're going to do standing side crunches. So we're going to have our hands up here at our shoulders with our elbows out wide, bringing the same knee up towards that same elbow. Now, again, it does not matter if you can actually touch your knee to your elbow. That's something that has come for me with a lot of time, a lot of practice, and a lot of strength. If you are brand new to strength training, you might get your foot a couple inches off the ground and call that a huge victory. Honestly, no matter what you get done with these exercises, doing something a little bit outside your comfort zone is doing you a lot of good for both your brain and your body. Here's 10 seconds of rest, and then coming up next, we're going to do those delt raises. Palms facing your body, feet about hip width apart, pulling your core nice and tight, bringing those hands up as high as you can. Can you get them all the way underneath your chin? I couldn't when I first started. This is the problem with being a fitness trainer. I'm showing you how strong I am after years of doing strength training. If I were on camera the very first time I had ever done this, my hands would probably come up, maybe 6 inches lower than they're able to now. I've been working on this. Wherever you are right now is exactly where you should be. Here's 10 seconds of rest, and then coming up next, we're doing deadlifts. Honestly, my favorite exercise in almost the whole world. Making sure that your hips are doing all the work. Your booty is getting strong with some nice, simple movements. Pushing your hips back and pulling your hips forward doesn't sound very difficult, right? And yet, this is how we get a nice, strong butt that powers everything we do. When we do these simple strength exercises, we actually get better at doing cardio. This was the thing that finally convinced me that I loved strength, by the way, 10 seconds of rest, because I actually got better at doing the cardio that I love. When it beeps again, we're going to do side bends. So really thinking about a nice small motion here. Just a little bend to the side with your head up, your chest out, and then control that motion back up wherever your spine can get to. And then bring it on back up. Awesome job. This one is so simple, and yet in so many ways it's one of the hardest exercises that we do in this circuit. Thinking about where your body is And what parts of it are moving and what parts of it are not moving is so tough sometimes. Coming up next, we're doing press-ups. Going to start with your hands right here on your shoulders. Feet about hip width apart, knees are soft but strong. I'm going to press up and really thinking about getting that full extension, really thinking about pulling the work all the way down into your back, not your lower back, but the big muscles in your back are really focused on pressing that weight. No matter how light, no matter how heavy, the big muscles doing the work is how we get nice and strong and how we shape our body. My friends, no matter how light your weights are, no matter how heavy your weights are, and hopefully they are just nice and moderate, here's 10 seconds of rest, you are shaping your body right now, even while we're focused on losing weight. Coming up next, we're doing reverse lunges or kicks, whatever feels best to you. Your weights are just right here at your chest. We're hanging at your sides. I think they've actually been hanging at my sides the entire time. I'm not really sure why I brought them up. Really focusing. Even here on round 3, you notice I'm starting to lose a little focus myself. So really think about pulling in that core, still doing excellent work the whole way through. Remembering to breathe. Excellent job. Okay, you guys. Coming up next is crossbody knees to elbows, hands at your shoulders, elbows pointed forward, bringing your opposite knee towards your opposite elbow, and actually thinking about losing focus and thinking about how we are shaping our bodies right now. And this is something that everybody asks me about. Oh, I want to lose weight, but I totally want to get in shape too. Thinking about getting in shape, I mean, it's nice. I'm telling you all of the benefits that your body is getting from this kind of work, but I want you to know, don't lose your focus from losing weight. You will see changes in your body from all of the exercises that we are doing, but don't let that distract you from your big goal. And that was it, my friends. We are done, but we are not quite finished. I do have the hardest thing for last. We've got drinky birds, which is the fancy way of saying single leg deadlifts. I'm going to start with my left leg. Think about pulling your right leg up behind you by squeezing your butt. Now, this is balance work, of course, because it's the finisher, but also this is strength work. We're going to stay on this one leg for the entire interval, tipping forward and pulling back up wherever you can get to. I can get over this far because I've been doing this exercise for 10 years. If you can get over a couple of inches without falling because it's balance work, then that, my friend, is exactly where you should be. 10 seconds of rest. We're going to do that exact same thing on the other side. Here's the thing about simple strength. Sometimes it's still tough. Just because something is simple does not mean it's easy. And my friends, I am super, super proud of you. This is our last interval on the last side of the last exercise, finishing up with these drinky birds, getting nice and strong. On our way to losing however much weight you want to lose. My friends, not getting distracted. Not even 10 seconds of rest. We're all done. We're finished. We're better than done. I'm turning off the timer. I'm putting away the weights. We're going to do a nice little cool down here, and I'm going to tell you that sometimes you can distract yourself in the middle of getting your big goal. But as long as you can refocus and remember that you're doing these exercises not just for the sake of exercise, but for the sake of your big goal of losing weight. And if you need some help with that, right here on screen, of course, I'm going to have everything you need to know about losing weight in your 50s and beyond. And I also have a really nice extended cool down for us, which feels, I mean, you might not think you need it right now because you're not super sweaty, and I totally get that. But I will tell you, if this is the first time that you've really done like super concentrated strength only work like this, you're going to really enjoy the extended cool down. Let's go ahead and open it up nice and wide. Awesome job. And then close it up. Give yourself a big hug and a pat on your back. What a great, great job we did today. We didn't have to be perfect. There was plenty of bobbling around. There was plenty of mistakes to be made. But my friends, we did it. You got through it. You did a fantastic job, and I'm super, super proud of you. And open it up. Make sure that you click the subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.